This math summary is focused on ratios. Ratios are a mathematical concept when we're comparing. We're using our comparison or comparative skills as a problem-solving strategy. We're using real-life situations. We're calculating how many are in one group when we may know how many are in another group based on a ratio. Now, ratios don't need to be too tricky, but we do need to set them out very clearly, and there's actually two very different ways that we may be asked to use a ratio. So we're going to explore different examples for each. We can compare groups and how many is in each group. That's what a ratio is. We're comparing the groups and using how many are in each group to calculate a missing number of how many could be in a group or a category. Now, when we're looking at this, we're placing a colon in between the two numbers we're comparing. So we're going to grab some symbols, we're going to use numbers, and we're going to talk through and keep everything organized so we can compare and know what we're comparing. In the first question, it says there's 3 pizzas for 10 children. So we're talking about pizzas and children. I'm going to grab the P from pizzas and put it here because this side of my ratio is going to be all about the pizzas and the number of pizzas in that category, whereas the other side is going to have a CH for children. That's how many children. That's a different category. So I'm saying there's 3 pizzas for 10 children. I write the numbers exactly underneath. That's important. Setting this out, keeping it clear will be very helpful for working out a ratio. Then it says, so how many pizzas do I need for 40 children? I don't actually know how many pizzas, but I know there's 40 children I'm considering now. Well, how do I work this out? I use what I have, the information in my question, using what I know to work out what I don't know. A fantastic problem-solving opportunity. I'm timesing something to move from 10 to 40. What did 10 multiply by to become 40? It multiplied by 4. So I'm timesing that side by 4. I'll do the same to the other side. I'm going to multiply this side by 4 as well. 3 times 4 is 12. There's my answer.
It's pretty amazing what 5 minutes can do, right? And this is just one concept. There are over 200 more just like it on the My5 website. The link's below. Now let's finish this lesson.
I've used ratios to tell me that I need 12 pizzas for 40 children. It's a real life situation problem, and ratios can really help when we're using our comparing skills. Let's have a look at a different sort of question though for ratios. It says there's 3 boys to every 2 girls. So how many boys and how many girls when there's 30 children altogether? That's a different question. I'm going to grab though the first letter from B for boys and G for girls. So I've got my 2 categories I'm comparing, and notice the colon is in the middle. So now I go back to my information, my worded question, and I say, how many boys? 3 boys. There's 3 boys to every 2 girls. How many boys and how many girls when I have 30 children altogether? Well, this type of ratio is actually giving me the total. And now I have to work out the 2 groups. Well, how do I do that? I look at my boys and girls and go, there's 3 and 2. That makes 5. So if I divide 30 into 5, I get 6. That means I'm going to multiply this by 6, and I'm going to multiply this number by 6 as well. 3 times 6 is 18, and 2 times 6 is 12. That means I've got 18 boys to 12 girls, and altogether 18 and 12 make 30. So my answer is correct. I can even have more than 2 categories or groups that I'm comparing. I could have dogs to cats to rabbits. Grabbing the first letter, I can say this is dogs, this is cats, and this is rabbits. Straight underneath, I write my information. Well, if I had 4 dogs to 3 cats to 1 rabbit, normally in a pet shop, let's have a think how many I could have using my ratio if I've got 15 cats, well, 3 times what became 15? 3 times 5. That means I'm going to multiply all the numbers in my ratio by 5. I'm going to times this by 5, and I'm going to times this by 5. So 4 times 5 is 20. 1 times 5 is 5. I've got 20 dogs, 15 cats, and 5 rabbits. I've worked out my ratios by comparing the different categories and how many in each category. Ratios really depends on understanding comparing different groups and how many are in each group.